Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mother Mary channeling for February 2nd of 2024. My name is Samara Grace Daniels, and I'm so excited to be here with you in this new year of 2024 and to try to understand just what the heck is happening. Because so many people that I talk to are just a little weary of all of the ups and downs and the changes that are taking place. So take heart, because Mother Mary has got a message for all of us about how to navigate these challenging times. So get comfortable, open your heart, and let's talk to Mom and see what she has to say. Well, first of all, hello to all my beloveds, and thank you so much for joining in and listening and asking what in the world is going on, and what can I do to maybe make it a little bit nicer in the world. So tonight's talk is really going to be about something that I'll call disparity. Disparity. So if there's a disparity between what you want to see and what you are seeing, or what you want to feel and you are feeling, that is the gap that needs your attention. So take a moment and just think about disparity, like, what would I like to be feeling with my friends or family or at my job or whatever? And what am I feeling? What is the disparity between what's going on in the world and what I'd like to see going on in the world? Because it's not about, focusing on the negative. It's not about, oh, dear me, and this and that. It's about understanding that the power that you have is to bridge the gap, the disparity between what you would like to see, what you would like to feel, and what you might be seeing or feeling. So how do we activate the power to shift the disparity? That's the secret for tonight. It's my Valentine's gift to you. And so the simple answer is something I said last month. What would Jesus do? And I know some of you are like, oh my goodness, I'm not Jesus. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are the Christ itself already. It's in you. It's in every single one of you. It's just that in your life up until now, perhaps you haven't fully owned that power to be. Because the way that Jesus was able to heal is he looked through the disparity, the illness, the blindness, whatever, right? He looked through it and shifted that gap and merged the ideal, the solution, with what he was then seeing and sending energetically. So it's a kind of practice or meditation or focus that you come to, so that instead of reacting to something that is negative or something that you feel despair about, you say, wait a minute, what would Jesus do? And what would the Jesus in me do? How can I be an agent of shifting and healing and changing this disparity? So all in all, here in February, and really for the rest of this year, I want to encourage you to not to react to what you see or feel that you don't want to see or feel. Don't react. Notice, and then ask yourself, what would love to hear? What would Jesus do? And see the shift as you would like to see it, and be the shift as you would like to feel it. So the simple way to think about this is, if someone is being mean at work, they're saying ugly things, they're being critical or sarcastic or whatever, you can beam unconditional love from your third eye, your throat, and your heart without saying a word. Because the reason that that person is doing that is that inside they're angry and upset and feeling, to a certain extent, this rage or this powerlessness, and therefore being mean or angry or sarcastic. So if you try to engage with them all that would happen is there would be a volatile situation, an argument, etc. So instead, if you appear to be simply listening, and you look at them, and you send unconditional love and healing, the gap lessens. And you don't feel reactive or angry or upset because you are living in this energy of love and sending that to them. There's a lot of people right now that don't understand this concept. And so they're reacting, and reacting and reacting. And what we want for all of you is not to be part of that chaos and that ongoing domino effect, of everything just getting worse and worse. So you become the emissaries of light, as you already are. You become the bringers of love and acceptance and even a little bit of compassion towards someone who feels like they have to be angry or sarcastic, etc. The other healing that I think is so crucial right now is in yourself. If you feel a disparity between who you think you should be or how you think you should feel and how it appears to be, that disparity is part of a mind built on beliefs and ideas that are really not accurate. So it's a form of judgment, self-judgment, in which you are accusing yourself or belittling yourself or whatever it is that you're doing. And so as long as you're doing that, that disparity will continue because you're encouraging it, you're allowing it, you're, in a sense, fueling it. So again, what is the antidote? What would Jesus do? And what would love do? And I use that term simply to help you see that Jesus is in everyone. I'm in everyone. Everyone's in everyone. It's a question of how do I want to activate the love that I have in my way? Okay. So the antidote for all of that disparity in your thinking is, again, love. So how would you behave if you knew that there is nothing wrong with you? Nothing. Maybe there are disappointments, maybe there are frustrations, but it doesn't mean that you are in any way lacking. What it means is you're not attending to something. You're not attending to something. What would that be? If you are not giving yourself time in nature, if you are not giving yourself uplifting music or readings or experiences, then you are allowing the fuel to be lower in octane, we'll put it that way, than your body and heart and mind need. To rise in consciousness, you must give yourself the foods of love, of light, of joy, because then that's going to fuel your ability to not have disparity. And that is really an extraordinary experience, an extraordinary experience. So is it selfish? Some people say, well, that's so selfish to take care of myself, to take a walk in nature when I could be, I don't know, doing the dishes or something. You have to, again, look at the belief system that says it's better to wash the dishes than take a walk in nature. What is that? Get the job done, Yes, all right. But if you see yourself as a holy vessel of light, which you are, then you must fill that holy vessel of light with that which enlivens, raises the vitality, allows for more joy and expression. And so this is the part of the inner disparity that must be healed. The part of you that feels guilty about doing something lovely for yourself. The part of you that feels jealous or angry or less than because someone did this and you didn't, etc., etc. I just really wish for everyone to recognize all of you are a holy vessel of light. You are. But you must take the responsibility to fuel that and to fill yourself with that which brings you joy and honors the life that you have. So disparity is the theme really for February. And I want you to see it as malleable, as movable, as changeable. So maybe it's at this point at the moment, and you could make it at a lesser point. So it's always kind of moving, because in humanity, the human struggle and the human journey have always been, you know, all right, get the job done, get more, get a bigger job, a bigger car, a bigger house, you know, all that. And, you know, at the end of the day, when you come home to us, you can't bring that house, you can't bring that car, you can't bring your bank account. What will you bring? You will bring your holy self. So feed that, nurture that, love that about yourself. And from that will come so much riches. Those are the riches of the soul that I wish for all of you to feel and have. They're already here. The kingdom is yours. The queendom is yours. But it's, again, the disparity of the mind evaluating in certain ways what is important. And again, that's for each of you to decide what is important. Right now in the world, this aspect of disparity is very, very difficult for so many. Perhaps for some, there's not enough food, there's not enough water, there's fighting and wars and bombing and all this and that. And that really is an extraordinary journey and challenge that many are going through. But you who are gathered here, you have enough to eat. There are not bombs falling on your houses. And so you are the bringers of the new possibilities. And so again, I know many of you would love to do whatever you could to stop the wars and the bombing and this and that. And yes, if you're called to do something, please do that. But the inner disparities that you heal now will make you even a stronger emissary of light, able to bring even more of the love and light that you are. So again, I'm just urging you to clear your mind of judgment and to see the starry selves that I see in each of you. The water. And now when we drink water, we always say, we love you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because what is the water? It is the flow in your body. So say thank you. So now I want to talk about something kind of interesting and extraordinary. As Samara mentioned to many of you, she just got back from 2 weeks in Hawaii. Poor girl, right? Yes. But it was very purposeful because she was there to be reconnected to a place where she's been going for many, many years now, probably 40 years or so, where there is this depth of Lemurian energy. And the Lemurian energy is what you could call community, compassion, play, and unconditional love. Quite nice. And so now she's going to South Carolina, to the Atlantic Ocean, to the Atlantean side. Why? Lemuria had so much loving energy, but the issue of power was not even thought about. They didn't think of it as doing something or having capacity. Now, Atlantean was much more scientific, much more creative in that sense, in that idea of using power to create. And so those two societies really collided and in the end pretty much destroyed each other. So why do I bring that up now? The power and the love must now be the alchemy of this world. There's nothing wrong with power. There are abuses of power. But what is power? Power is choice. Power is creativity. Power is innovation. Power is making change. Now imagine marrying the Atlantean power, that mind of creation, with the Lemurian love. Imagine what that would look like. What sort of societies would come from that? What kind of communities would be built, understanding the uses of power to create in ways that were nurturing and compassionate and caring? So we are in this time now in which it's so important for everyone to begin to understand, how am I using my power and how am I sharing my love? Because for each person, it's going to look a little bit different. But using that concept and seeing that there is no need for disparity between love and power. They can blend. The power of choice. Where do you live? Who do you surround yourself with? How do you work? What do you share? That's power. Love. How open are you to compassion, to choice, to speaking your truth? Because this is the time of so much misinformation. It needs to be cut through with the truth of who you are and what you feel and what you know. And so years ago, when Samara, strangely enough, was also in Hawaii, she heard this information about the White Star, which created the White Star Reiki, which many of you have taken. But along with that, Metatron said, it's also time to birth the White Star Nation. And there wasn't a lot more information given to her at that time. But this is the time of the White Star Nation, not a country, not a country, but an idea and an ideal of marrying love and power, Atlantis and Lemuria. Not the separation of those two, but the alchemy of using power to bring love, using power for innovation, using power to uplift people who just need a little hand up. So the question I have for each of you tonight is, how are you using your power? And how are you sharing your love? And it might change and evolve, but your power is the power of your thought, the power of your voice, the power of your actions, the power of who you speak to, how you join with others, how you love a tree, you know, whatever it happens to be. But the old realms of power cannot last. They're certainly fighting to stay, but they cannot last, because what is happening now is the alchemy of the divine feminine and the divine masculine finally coming together in ways that will inform, enlighten, and enliven this world. So those of you that have children or grandchildren, use what you know about power and love to remind them they have the power to make changes if they see disparities. They have the love that they can bring to an abused animal or to someone who has been forsaken or forgotten. They have the power. So it isn't always what you personally are doing, it's your influence on others, children, grandchildren, friends, etc., etc., etc. Let them know power is within every single human being. The power to say yes, the power to say no, the power to continue to create no matter what. And so I'm just really wanting you to understand that in this hour, and I guess in this time that we're in, to be an emissary of light really means to be the power of love manifested in this world in all the ways that bring you joy. There are a number of practices that can help you, but the most important one is to love yourself, to stop accusing yourself in any way of failure. To say, you know what? I suit up, I show up, and I do my best. The results I cannot always control, but I will suit up, I will show up, and I will do my best. It's not going to be an easy year for a lot of people. You may already have seen a number of people deciding to say goodbye to the earthly walk. And sometimes that feels incredibly sad. But I want you to know that the bottom line is all of you will come home at some point. And so people who are choosing to decide to stay out of the fray for now, they come home, we work with them. We're not banishing them to some terrible place. Because if you don't have the courage and the stamina, it's really hard. But to feed and fuel the courage and the stamina requires you to feed and fuel the holy vessel that you are. Gatherings are lovely. It's been difficult, I know, after COVID, but gatherings in which you see and feel each other and share love and hugs, as you do with Reiki and certainly in other places and times as well. In that environment, I'm hoping I can explain to you what it means. It isn't just, oh, hi, how are you? And how you been? And all this and that. I mean, that's what you're saying. But there's actually a healing of disparity and the rifts, R-I-F-T-S, rifts, that are caused in the field, in your aura, in your energy field, by the challenges of this journey. So be with the people that nurture you. Be with the people that feed your heart and your soul. And let them feel your love as well. Because on this journey, the emissaries of light that are really in the millions now around the world, you need each other. You agreed to come. I know you're sort of going, what was I thinking? But you agreed to come because you knew that the world is at this point of either going backwards into the old ways of power or forging a new dream. And you can do it. You can forge the new dream. Will it all happen at once? Will it all happen in every country? No, not yet. But every time you take a step, every time you speak your truth, every time you hold and hug another human being or a beautiful animal or a flower or a tree, you're creating the energy field, the matrix into which this new world can be birthed. So it's an extraordinary act of courage. And we're so grateful to each and every one of you that have said yes. So to round out the message, just bring it back home. You are a holy vessel of light on a human journey. And you need to fuel yourself accordingly with love, with music, with nature, with friendships, with all the things that bring you joy. And if there's still disparity going on, banish it, banish it. Say, you know what? I am a holy vessel of light on a human journey, and I have suited up and shown up, and I'm doing my best. And so maybe today I'm not seeing everything the way I would like, but in here, in my body, in my being, in my heart, I choose love. And I choose the power of love. So to all of you, I invite you to choose the power of love for yourself and for this world. Thus, the dream can be born. So I'm going to end the recording now, and I just wish each and every one of you much, much love. And I have great gratitude that you came on this journey and that I can be with you.